Sagat is a character in the Street Fighter series, first appearing as an unplayable final boss in the original Street Fighter. He later returned as a final boss before becoming a playable character in the latest update of Street Fighter 2. He is known as the Emperor of Muay Thai, and a former member of Shadaloo, where he served as a personal bodyguard for M. Bison. From an early age, Sagat had a connection to fighting, engaging in constant street brawls that resulted in him losing his right eye, leaving him weakened. He realized that learning street fighting was not the way to master combat, so he learned Muay Thai to discipline himself and make himself stronger. By the age of 15, he rose to the top as a worthy champion in the world of Muay Thai. Sagat earned his title, Emperor of Muay Thai, after defeating Nuakan, a powerful fighter who was also considered an emperor of the sport. Adin witnessed their battle and asked Sagat to become his pupil. Later, Sagat was challenged by a masked man, later known as Go Hibiki, who attempted to fight Sagat on an equal level. However, Go noticed Sagat's weakened right eye and began directing all attacks towards it. When one of his attacks landed, Sagat lost his right eye, and in a fit of rage, he retaliated with a powerful knee strike known as the Tiger Shot. Adin trained under Sagat, holding the world's first Muay Thai championship to prove that he was not only the strongest Muay Thai fighter but also the world's strongest fighter. Only one fighter managed to reach Sagat and defeat him, a young man named Ryu, who left a massive scar on his chest. Sagat vowed to get revenge on Ryu. In a later stage, Adin mocks his teacher for losing to Ryu and challenges him for the title of the God of Thai boxing. Sagat, still not recovered from the torn and exposed chest, loses to Adin. However, before he loses, he strikes the young man with such force that he falls into a coma for 4 months. Sagat passionately joins the criminal organization known as Shadaloo to seek revenge on Ryu. Bison offered him the position of his personal bodyguard. Sagat enters the next tournament to seek revenge against Ryu and succeeds. Despite being pleased that he achieved revenge, he felt disappointment after the fight. Sagat realized that Ryu did not give his all and allowed him to win. After the match, Ryu did not utter a single word and gave him a mysterious look. In the end, Sagat abandons this revenge, considering it foolish and meaningless. Bison's plane arrives at the scene. He is pleased that Sagat succeeded in defeating Ryu but indicates that he must master Psycho Power thoroughly, determined to train harder and win cleanly next time. He works on refining the Tiger Blow punch, renaming it Tiger Uppercut. Sagat also faces Dan Hibiki, who seeks revenge for his father's death in a fight with Sagat 10 years ago. Sagat still struggles with thoughts about how Ryu allowed him to win in their last match. He feels a kind of kinship with Dan during the fight, allowing him to satisfy his anger and leave him to defeat him, although Dan is unaware that Sagat intentionally did so. Sagat understood that true rivals should not be blinded by anger and hatred, nor should they be tempted and manipulated to fulfill Bison's true intentions. Bison had brainwashed Ryu, telling him he could have the rematch he always wanted. Ryu later wakes up from Bison's control and temporarily defeats Bison. Sagat finally realizes that competition should have its limits. While Sagat's goal in the next tournament was to have a clean rematch with Ryu, his hopes faded when Ryu dropped out of the competition. Therefore, he withdrew before his next match, finishing third in the tournament. Afterward, he resigned from his position in the organization and continued training his body and mind in Thailand, hoping to become the world's strongest fighter once again. After the tournament, Sagat entered a state of depression, feeling like a loser. However, defeating Adin and being welcomed by fans revitalized him, prompting him to enter the new tournament, hoping to have a rematch with Ryu and discover the ultimate goal of fighting. In the end, he finds Ryu and engages in the battle. The result of the match is currently unknown. After the tournament, Sagat forgets his obsession with Ryu, realizing that instead of focusing on victory or defeat, what truly matters is the spirit of the fight. He compares himself to Seth, whose fists were weak. Sagat visits him in the village, watched by Adin, and declares that he will defeat him. Sagat continues his training as usual until he encounters Namapin, the girl who always prepared his food, in a demonic form. Sagat manages to overcome this dark power and her desire to kill, then begins to combat the evil energy with Ryu. Sagat is a typical, proud fighter character, extremely powerful and strong-willed, dedicated to a life of martial arts in body and spirit. His unconventional physical appearance makes him initially intimidating and unfriendly, which is true to some extent. He strongly despises taking unfair or dishonest advantages in combat. Sagat carries a lot of regret and bitterness about his past mistakes, especially the killing of Go, although he lost his eye, and allows his son, Dan, to avenge his father by letting him defeat him. Despite his harsh behavior, Sagat has the capacity for good, as he helped Dalsim find the missing children of the village and rescue them.